Footbap Nation!
Let's fucking ride.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Fantasy Footbaps podcast. It's me, Brandon, joined by my co-host, Paul. Paul, say what up.
What up, fellas?
We got a special episode for you guys. It's officially championship week. And there's some wild games this past weekend. One wild game, one game that wasn't so close, unsurprisingly. But Paul, do you want to get into it?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So first off, Paul, let's just go over the matchups that matter the most right now. So first off, no surprise. First semifinal game, we're going to go over Kyle versus Austin. Kyle destroyed Austin 115-78. Austin started Sam Howell against the Jets, which was bizarre because he had Joe Flacco on his bench. However, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Austin would have just lost by like 10 or something, even if he started Joe Flacco, which is hilarious because Austin took Joe Flacco from me last week off of waivers and then didn't even play him this week, but it didn't matter anyways. Travis Etienne did Travis Etienne things. I think
He's
this
back.
is a... Yeah, he actually... He technically is back to his normal self, but yeah, it's... Did Njoku score a touchdown this week? I think he did, right? Dude, that's wild. He just keeps
solid.
That's it. I think his most touchdowns in a season was 4. So he's already at 6. Like, well, to be fair, he wasn't even on pace to do it until week 14. But
yeah, no, I'm kind of pissed that Austin didn't start Flacco. Like, not only because it would make it closer, but I said he was going to lose by 9 or 10. So I was pretty goddamn close if he were to do it.
Yeah. Now, at a certain point, this game was looking close. And I remember at the time, I think Austin was over at our house, and I remember at the time I was like, dude, if you started Joe Flacco, you would have won. Because at that time, if Flacco was in instead of Sam Howell, Austin would have been up by like 10 or something. I can't remember if like any of these guys played later games or not. Like I don't even. I think Dallas probably played at
4:30. I think.
Yeah. So after the 4:30 game, like I mean, it's just this is Kyle's team. 18 Dak points, 22 Jahmyr Gibbs, 22 CD, 22 Amon-Ra, and it's like it's just somehow happened every week that he has at least 3 people score 20 plus, and it's a different 3 people every time. Out of it's Dak, Gibbs, Cook, CD, Amon-Ra, Stephon Diggs. 3 of those guys every single week scored 20 points. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
Has Diggs
wild.
fallen off? Is that?
Oh yeah, Diggs has definitely fallen off. So Diggs has fallen off. 4 points, 16, 4, 7, 5 since week 10. So he's definitely fallen off. So my only concern for Kyle at this point would be like if he gets a Dak 12-pointer and like a CD 8-pointer, like will Amon-Ra and Gibbs bring him to the promised land? Like I don't really know. I think I said that one week though. Remember when I said if he doesn't have 20 points from Dak and CD, like he's going to be in trouble. And then remember James Cook scored 40 and Gibbs scored like 28. So like it's just things have just worked in his favor all year long. It's wild to think that like until week 8, Kyle's team was like mid, and then at week 8 hit. Is that when Gibbs started doing good too? Like around week 7.
What quarterback did he draft? Like what did he start with?
That's a really good question, actually.
So I'm just trying to think of like who got injured.
Deshaun Watson, yeah.
He has like the same exact team though. Well, starting wise, like not much has changed.
Yeah, he has Amon-Ra. He has Amon-Ra instead of Gibbs. And he
Johnson's on his bench, but he's still active and doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny that like I would have. Just because of how bad Diggs has been, I would have played Aaron Jones over Diggs. But like, that's how good his team is. Is like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, he has Aaron Jones on his bench. The only way Kyle doesn't win at all is if he has a guy get injured mid game. That's all I'm saying. Like, right? Like, is there any? We'll get to these. we'll get to these matchups. Cooper Kupp down to earth after pissing on me like 2 weeks in a row because didn't me and Austin play week 14 and 15. It was like his 2 fucking best games of the year were against me, which sucks. Jalen Warren was Jalen Warren. Justin Jefferson actually did good. Yeah, it's wild. He benched Zeke for Jalen, which is kind of crazy, I feel like, especially going up against Denver's shitty run defense. And I think Zeke had gotten him 11, 23. Yeah. No, I don't know. This was no surprise to me. I think it was actually, I was more surprised that it was even close at any point, to be honest. But
yeah,
I
it was
mean,
entertaining until 4:30 hit.
Yeah, when Austin's best player is probably all year long was probably Travis Etienne, you know you're in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. Like if your best player is like a mediocre running back, like not fantasy wise, because at one point in fantasy he was doing fucking awesome, but like real life wise, like it was. I mean, he was kind of carried by those. The exact same thing we talked about that one week, right? He sucked like all year, and then had like 4 big weeks last year for you, right?
He did well in the playoffs, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he also helped.
I do want to.
He had he might have had
like last year in the playoffs.
Well.
Yeah, I think
like
16 I think you're
is
right.
a good game for him.
Yeah.
So
another depressing thing to think about is my running back wise. I was one fucking pick away from Jahmyr Gibbs, and that would have been a really nice player to have. Although I will say, like,
as long as you make it to the playoffs, it
doesn't exactly. It doesn't really matter anyways. Kyle wins, no shocker there. And now let's get to the other semifinal matchup, which is Chip versus Steve. Chip loses by 9. Steve wins 97-88. This was a close game all the way through. It was tied 50-50 going into Monday night. And on Monday night, Chip had Lamar and George Kittle, and Steve had Christian McCaffrey. Oh, wait. It was tied going into Monday. And Chip had Lamar and George Kittle on Monday, and then Steve had CMC, Rashee Rice, and Devontae Smith on Monday. No.
That wasn't Monday.
I think pretty positive that was. I'm pretty sure he just had 3 people, and it was CMC, Rice, and Devontae Smith. So it was looking feasible, right? Like they were tied, and like I think Steve might have been. You know what's kind of crazy to think about? At that time, I actually think the final projected score was 96-89, and it almost ended up exactly how ESPN projected it to end. Yeah, it was close all the way to the end. There was a point there where the score of this was like 94 to like 88 maybe, and the Niners were in the red zone. And they threw to George Kittle, and it was incomplete. Then they drew a play up for George Kittle, and it kind of got like fucked up, and they just had to throw it in the dirt. And then they threw to George Kittle in the end zone, and it got picked off. So it was like Chip was right there with George Kittle. There were 3 opportunities. I was watching, and I was like, I can't fucking believe like this is actually going to happen. Now, when I went through and made my picks, I was picking them with. Like, I feel like I did if this were the NCAA tournament, I did like a safe bracket where the only like upset that I really picked was Chip over Steve. Can you remember? I was talking about this with Kyle. Has there ever been a year like this where all of the favorites to win every single match, like the bracket played out exactly like it would on paper, which never happens?
Yeah. There's no shocking upsets really at all.
Yeah, the only one that really came close was me over Austin. That was like that would have been the only one. But I actually, Paul, now that we're talking about this with a Chip loss, Paul, I feel like, would you say that you're satisfied now?
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say what I did. Everything through this season was worth it in the end because that's not the case. But it does have a happy ending, I guess. The only thing that could make it sweeter is that Kyle wins his first. We keep it all different people every year. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Another thing was, I don't know if you mentioned. Did you mention Lamar almost getting that 4th and goal touchdown?
Oh my God, good call. Didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
That was another. Yeah, I was watching this game. I just pretended I was Steve pretty much. I was checking this thing maybe every 30 minutes on Sunday and Monday. So I stayed up for that whole Monday night game. Was it Monday?
For the first time ever?
I know, yeah. It was 11:30. I was really tired the next day, but it was worth it. But yeah, that Lamar running touchdown, like that almost happened. Like I thought that was the nail in the coffin if it was going to happen. And I texted you like 3 different times saying that Steve had it locked up and all this shit, just trying to make myself feel better when I didn't really think it was over.
Yeah, you said Steve did it, like let's fucking go, and Steve at that point was up. Yeah, and he was up. No. This was during the Monday night game. You texted that because at that point Steve went up by 30 points. It was 90-60, and then all of a sudden it was like 94-88. And you're right, Lamar
Dude,
also.
What is happening?
What the?
Did you just invite me? I got an invite from you guys.
Is that Dave? Are you on the phone with him right now? Wait, Dave, is that you? Oh, Dave just joined the call.
Did you guys just invite me? I'm in the car with Sophie right now, and all of a sudden, I got a call, and it said, like, Discord audio call from Brandon and Paul. And I'm like, why are they calling me on Discord?
Happy birthday, Sophie.
Thanks, it's not my birthday.
It basically is, though.
It basically is.
Happy birthday, Gorman.
Also. Yeah, happy birthday, Gorman, too.
Am I interrupting the pod right now?
Oh, you're on the pod.
Live.
I thought Paul was fucking with me. I thought Paul just randomly played a clip like on his phone of you.
Are you guys fucking with me? So no one called me.
No, we called you. It said you were. It said you were online on your PC. So I was like, here, let me see if Dave wants to join. And I called, and then I was like, oh shit, I think he's like going out to dinner or something.
Sophie's friend Megan and I were playing a few rounds of Clone Hero before we left.
What the hell is Clone Hero?
That's Guitar Hero. You can play any song. It's awesome.
Yeah, we were waiting for her to get ready, so I just popped the song real quick.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, Dave, do you want to know something really funny?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Paul's team did so bad this year. As you know, we're in a 12-man football league, fantasy football league. Paul's team did so bad this year that if you go to matchups on your mobile device, like on the mobile fantasy football app, Paul is playing for 13th place against no one, it says.
Wait, what?
Yes, it says historical ass versus no one, and it says 13th place.
Yep.
Paul, your team is so bad that they made an extra place.
Yeah, I got an extra gap between me and the rest.
All right, is historical ass.
All right, Dave, do you want to say anything to the fans or Sophie? Anyone want to say anything to Footbap Nation?
I feel like Sophie's not coming. You want to say anything, Sophie?
I don't have anything. I think everyone should say happy birthday to Sophie.
All right, happy birthday, Sophie.
Happy birthday.
Who is that?
That's Megan.
Oh, what's up, Megan?
Megan.
What's up?
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Happy to be in the pod.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Special guest. That was so fucking funny.
My only message is that I guarantee I'll be in the playoffs next season.
Oh, Dave guarantee.
Right.
We know how those have gone historically. Let me check the record on Dave guarantees real quick.
Yeah, whatever. 0-53 or whatever. But you know what? I'm about to beat the Dave curse. That's how real this is going to be next year.
Damn.
Beat the Dave allegations.
Yeah. Beat the Dave guarantee allegations.
All right. Well, this was a pleasant surprise. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, thanks. You didn't know you were getting a 3-for-1 deal tonight.
No, I didn't. This was good. This is good stuff.
Well, thanks for having me on.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a great night.
Happy birthday, Sophie.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, wow, that came out of nowhere. Footbath Nation, you guys just saw that live. I'm going to be honest, Paul. I thought that you were playing a video like into your mic, and I was like, why is he doing this? Because I thought it was like a clip from Lethal Company or something. That was wild.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, I think
surprise.
I feel like where we got cut off was saying Chip was down by like 6 and Lamar almost ran into a touchdown twice. He got tackled on like the 2 and then got tackled on the 1. And Molly had a parlay going where it was what was it? It was Gus Edwards touchdown. Someone else. Oh, Gus Edwards, Christian McCaffrey, maybe someone else, and Lamar scoring a touchdown, and all she needed, and Brown's money line on Thursday night. And all she needed was Lamar to score the touchdown, and he almost scored like 3 touchdowns that game, scored none of them, and it was $10 to pay out like $350. So that also fucked Molly over. But yeah, either way, Chip. I mean, it's you hate to say it after something like this, but Chip not so much as like Austin. Like I feel like Austin is thrown into the Mickey category with Ryan, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, his points scored just we knew that all year.
Yeah, but then Chip, I feel like, is unwillingly kind of thrown into the Mickey conversation. Like, I just want to check what his points scored were towards the end of the year. Oh no, he did score 136. Why did I think? Why did I think he was like scoring barely anything all these weeks? But no, it looks like Chip bought his team. Chip was the Yankees. He was the epitome of the Yankees, where all of us, we built our teams up from nothing. We didn't have a lot of money to throw around. Chip was just throwing money around at free agents. He getting Juan Soto and whoever the hell else. It's just wild to see it come to an end like this. But in your first season, Chip, I'd say, I mean, let's be real. Like that's two new faces in the semifinals. Chip, and new to the league in general. Austin, new to the semifinals. So I don't think there's many people left that haven't been to the semifinals. It actually might just be Ryan at this point.
Yeah, he was close. Well, not last week, but he had a shot.
Yeah, no, he at least made the playoffs. So thinking about it right now, yeah, Ryan is the only person that hasn't been to the semifinals yet. That's tough. Those are some harsh Mickey allegations. Like how can you argue with facts?
Yeah, he's
right?
got a lot to overcome next year, that's for sure.
Yeah, he hasn't set himself up in the best situation right now. But yeah, no, I mean Jalen Waddle had a piss class for Chip. Devon Achane had a piss class for Chip. It's just, I feel like Chip's team was built on a lot of like fraudulent guys. Like Eckler's numbers were bad and Mixon's numbers were bad outside of fantasy, and Achane's numbers were like unsustainable, and so it was like everything kind of like imploded all at once. The bad underlying stats for Mixon and Eckler like show up. Achane's numbers are unsustainable, and we end up in this situation. And they both had an injury as well. Chip lost Jalen Waddle a couple times in that game, and then TJ Hawkinson tore his ACL and MCL. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's tough.
He got hit and got up and jogged off the field with like a very, very, very slight limp. So I thought that he just sprained something. No, he tore both CLs and like jogged off the field, which is pretty wild. Steve also got negative points from his kicker, so that could have been a big thing too. But your championship is officially going to be Steve versus Kyle, were the two people that everyone was picking to win it all. It's really no surprise. This feels like what year was it? In the NBA. No. This feels like last year's Super Bowl, when like going into it, everyone was like, it feels like it's going to be Chiefs Eagles, but then you were like, I'm throwing out Niners, or I'm throwing out Bengals or Bills or something, and then it just ended up being Chiefs Eagles. I feel like that's what just happened to us this year.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, but I gotta point out, Gorman and Ryan did have a high-scoring game. If either of them would have won last week, they'd be in the championship.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, so I was going to touch on that. So Ryan and Gorman obviously both lost their first-round games. I think Gorman lost a relatively close one to Chip.
It had to be close, I think.
Yeah, 6 points. Oh yeah, and it was the last drive. Gorman was up by 1 point, and then DK caught two like fucking passes for like 60 yards on the last drive. So Gorman, if Gorman would have won, Gorman would have been in the championship. Same with Ryan. Both of them, we could have had a Ryan Gorman championship at this point.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
But this was Ryan's team all year long, was hit or miss. It's it's the same with Gorman too. Gorman's was
Gabe Davis, man.
Yeah, the Gabe Davis masterclass, the Puka Nacua masterclass. It was wild that Ryan got 28.5 points from Puka on Thursday night and lost. Like that's like actually insane. But I mean, when Gorman gets almost 40 points from Breece Hall, it's kind of what you expect. But yeah, this is the losers bracket matchup, and unfortunately for Ryan, I think this locks him in for 7th place, because me and Gorman are now playing for 5th place. So Ryan, after being in 2nd place all year long, is going to have a final standing. He was like 2nd or 3rd all year long. He's going to have a final standing of 7th place, which is tough. I mean, it's the same thing with my team, where I was like, once I had came back, like before the injuries hit me, it was like, whoa, I'm in fucking first place in the East or whatever, and it was looking like I was going to be a top 2 seed, and then I end as the 7th seed, and now I'm going to end in probably 6th place. But no, this was a hard fought matchup. Ryan's going to want to get to that semifinal game next year. Only one who hasn't done it, and he put on a show trying to beat the Mickey allegations, but unfortunately his defense is still. It's just he couldn't rally the defense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he held on to the Eagles for this very week, and look what happened.
They only got 5
points against the shit Giants.
Oh my God, the Raiders scored 21 against Kansas City. That's funny as fun.
Another thing is, do you think Kelsey will retire, or will he just continue?
I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play next year and then retire after that. But I think his retirement is coming up. I think that's why he started that podcast with his brother. Was like his brother was definitely going to retire. And I think Travis Kelce, like the injuries and stuff kind of like wear down on you in a while, especially like having that knee injury before this season, like probably sped up his like retirement talks, So it's tough, but yeah, losers bracket, Gorman beats Ryan 130 to 122.
Nick,
yes.
Continuing the winning streak.
Technically, that wasn't the losers bracket. That was the winner's consolation. Now on to the losers bracket. Yes, Nick wins 79 to 71, and Nick didn't even fucking start a wide receiver. He had Jamar Chase injured in his lineup. So Nick is now. Now Nick is what 4-0-1 in his last 5, I think.
Yeah, kind of insane. We did call it. We knew this was coming, but it's just great that it's actually happening.
Yeah, so, yeah, you called it, you brought it up, and now every week we've seen it come to fruition. Nick is a late season guy. The one time he made the playoffs, he won the championship. Like, that was when he beat you. Remember you had that awesome team and he smoked you with like just by scoring a shit ton. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Nick takes this one home over Mike. I think Nick is going to win the losers bracket and actually finish like 8th place, which is kind of crazy thinking of like where he came from being at the bottom for so long. A feel good story for Nick here, coming alive at the end of the year. It seems to be his thing now. Everyone watch out next year. You want to keep him out of the playoffs because you don't want to go up against him in the playoffs. And now Dave versus Paul, losers bracket. Paul trying as hard as he can, and Dave,
really actually tried.
And Dave is just Paul tried to win. Dave didn't even set his lineup, and Dave wins 88 to 72. Negative 3 points from the Colts defense.
Yeah, Addison and Taysom Hill combining for 0.9.
Oh, and just to throw it out there. Dave had 46 Amari Cooper points and 33.5 George Pickens points on his bench, and he still smoked Paul. Paul tried as hard as he could. One of the greatest. You know what? You might have the longest losing streak now. Remember, it was 8 games.
I think I was 7. Oh wait.
Oh no! Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you can.
Yeah, and we get the bye week.
You lucky motherfucker! You having 2 bye weeks actually saved you. If you didn't have 2 bye weeks, you would have actually broke the losing record. Now, I do want to check and see those years that what are the most? I want to see like the most losingest years because we had teams. Was it last year? Oh yeah, it was last year. Austin and Nick both won 2 games, and I don't think anyone else had like only 2 wins like that, right? Mm-hmm. 3 wins. Yeah. I just want to see if you have the worst record in Footbap history. Like, so you had 2 wins, but I think both Austin and Nick won playoff games. So Nick won 1 playoff game. Whoops, and. Oh, wait. Maybe Austin didn't win a playoff game? Austin did win another playoff game. So congratulations, Paul. The least wins in Footbap history throughout an entire season, both regular season and postseason. You are officially the new worst. You actually are historical ass. You did it.
Thank God.
You managed to only win 2 games throughout an entire season. Oh,
without
man.
I did not hit 100 once. Also.
Yeah, Paul didn't score. You know what? My goal for you this week, score 100 points, Paul.
We got the lineup in, bud.
Oh god, Paul's lineup for anyone who isn't watching is Calvin Ridley and Jerry Jeudy. Those are the only two people in his lineup. That is wild. Actually, like, I know it's it's low-hanging fruit, but it is kind of crazy to think that you actually, someone that won the league last year, followed it up the next year with the worst team we've ever seen in history. Only 2 wins the entire season. It's hilarious that Austin won the last week of the season, literally week 18 or whatever in our league. Otherwise, he would have probably been up there with you. But yeah, no, Paul officially 2 wins. It's going to be really tough to top that. Like, it's going to be tough to lose fucking... to go 2-13 or whatever, and to be fair, if you didn't have bye weeks, you probably would have gone 2-15. So, man, is there anything right now? Just because we've brought you up here, I think you were the last matchup on here. Yeah. Is there anything you want to tell your future self next season? And stick to these right now. Tell me what you did wrong this year, and tell me what you're going to change next year. And I want to see if you stick to it.
I've gone through this in my head. I've replayed this season countless times. The amount of mocks is going to increase. That's for sure.
Dude, I think the mocks are a bad thing for you. I think you overthink it.
No. This goes in 2 parts because I got to trust my draft. I got to mock more and trust my draft because that was where I went wrong. I trade people. I panic. I do pickups no matter what. That's the usual thing. But trading away my good guys, that's something I can't do. Got to mock it up some more, keep them around, and I'm thinking the sky's the limit if I keep that up.
Now I do want to go to one thing. So more basically you want to do more mocks, no trades. And that's basically
maybe did 70 mocks and 10 trades. So
70, yeah, you got to hit at least 100 mocks next year.
Yeah.
I will say, like, were any of these early round picks, so Saquon in the first round, Amon-Ra second round, I think Calvin Ridley third round, Burrow fourth round. Yeah, would you say you panicked with Ridley on round 3, or did you want him, or what?
Well, my original plan for taking the 8th spot was that Dewey would not take Bijan. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Like either
remember, I told you that too. I was like, dude, you should have taken 7 because I think Dewey's gonna take Bijan.
I gambled a little too much. I thought, like Chubb or Derrick Henry would have gone for sure instead of Bijan, but he stole him from me. Just like he did the previous year with Swift, and I was really upset about that. But it worked
Except for that worked out.
Yeah. Saquon wasn't horrible, he just got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some bad games and stuff here and there.
He basically did what he did last year for me, which was like he would get like 30 touches a game and kind of barely do anything besides like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. And then Amon-Ra was a good pick. I liked him. But after the 3rd round, once I picked Ridley, that was just where it went all bad.
It's wild too. Yeah, but you wanted Ridley. Like, that wasn't a mistake pick.
That was my must.
Burrow was the panic pick. Burrow was definitely a panic pick for you. Yep.
And I didn't like anyone else around that area. That whole, like, Hawkinson maybe, I guess, is the best part, or best pick at that point, but...
Yeah, 4th round is pretty brutal. Like, Herbert was really good for me up until fucking week 13.
And then Keenan won a pick before, too. That was another shit.
Yeah, that sucked. It's wild to think, like... Amari's going to be a weird fucking player to rank. Yeah, he's going to be a weird player to rank because when Watson was playing, like 5, 13, 21, 2 sucks, but that was actually DTR. So with Watson, he got 5, 13, 21, 12, 22. Someone's calling me. Who is this? Molly, please stop. Yeah, no, one of my biggest regrets was not pairing Keenan with Herbert, and then it didn't even matter because Keenan got hurt anyways. It's funny because my main message to future self is don't get stuck with the last pick, the 12th pick, because by the time it got to me, obviously I could have picked CD, but the shitty thing was I felt like I needed a running back, and since I took Pollard, I was like, how could I take CD? Huge fucking mistake. I probably would have been better off just going like CD and Amon-Ra, which actually is hilariously Kyle's team now. That's what I would have done different. And then the only thing I would have done different in round 3 and 4 would have been Keenan over Amari, and that wouldn't have mattered anyways. Ayuk, I loved him. I wanted him. Pacheco was fine with that. And then when it got to round 7 and 8, God, the biggest fucking mistake I made probably was round 7 and 8, which was I wanted to pick Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison, but I was like, oh, and Mike Evans. I was I was between 4 players. Dotson. This is where I had a Paul panic moment horribly. I was between Dotson, Evans, Flowers, and Addison, and I got up there and I fucking panicked so hard. The clock was down, and I was like, I think I need a running back. I fucking picked Khalil Herbert, and I didn't even want him. I could have picked Evans, Addison, or Flowers, and they all would have been like solid picks. And then I went with Jahan Dotson because I was afraid of a rookie for some reason, and I love rookies too, and I fucking did that to myself. Could you imagine how crazy my team would have been if I would have picked like Addison and Mike Evans there or something? That would have been fucking wild.
Yeah, Mike Evans. Well, yeah, we'll get to that next week.
We'll get to that next week.
That.
But
I'm looking at my my Excel sheet I made, my must-haves and avoids, and it's kind of sad. We'll go in more depth during the draft recap, but
yeah, I know I had a notebook that's not with me right now of the players I wanted, and it's kind of hilarious that like when it got to the round 7 and 8 players I wanted, that like I had a pick at like all the guys I wanted, and I took 2 guys I didn't even fucking want, dude. Why the fuck did I do that?
That's how the draft usually goes.
It's just well, especially with how bad every running back is. I think it just got to me, and I was like, how could I need to pick a running back, like so dumb. That's the other thing I think I need to tell myself before next year is, even if I think that I need a tight end, or I need a quarterback, or I need a running back, like I can't operate off of this is a position I need. I have to just say who is the best guy there and take them. You know, that's where I fucked up this year. I usually don't fuck up like that, but I definitely messed up this year. And my ass got saved by Pacheco being really good. Honestly, that's all I got to say. So that was this week's matchups. Yeah. Like I said. Championship, Steve versus Kyle. Really no surprise there. I wish my chip upset pick would have happened, but it didn't. And let's go to the recent activity, which is probably pretty barren if I had to guess. Yeah, look, there's nothing since last. Yeah, so Steve added the Bears defense last week on Thursday. Wait a second. Oh no, that sucked. Steve only got 3 points from the Bears defense. I was going to say, I thought they got 13, and I was like, that's a huge Thursday pickup, but actually that wasn't even that bad. Speaking of Khalil Herbert, Kyle dropped Khalil Herbert and picked up Darren Waller for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. I dropped Tommy DeVito, and I picked up Demarcus Robinson because why not? He had scored a touchdown in a bunch of weeks straight, so fuck it. And then Steve just dropped TJ Hawkins, didn't even pick someone up.
Wow, the disrespect just to get him off the team.
Just sitting out there. Up. Yeah.
After all he did for him.
I know. Yeah, that's actually horrible. No loyalty in this league. No new messages. Yeah, the last message is Ernest, we need you.
I don't think Mike even messaged us. Mike's tuned out completely.
Yeah, I think Mike deleted the fantasy app. I will say right now, I always do you delete the fantasy app?
No.
I always found it strange when people did that. Like, I don't know what the point in deleting an app that you're going to download the next year does for you. Like, am I going crazy?
Yeah, like I have it, like I just have like a sports like folder thing that's in there.
Right, exactly.
Like back, I guess, but maybe.
Oh, I don't even do that. I have like a folder thing. I don't have enough sports apps that I would even have to move it. To be honest, like I only have ESPN, fantasy,
a lot of random shit.
Yeah, I got like my sports betting things, but that's like
my gambling ones.
Yeah. Do you have a gambling folder? Or is that the sports one?
No, it goes with the sports one. I got poker and blackjack and some other ones.
Gotcha.
So,
do you think we start off with the championship game, or do you think we?
Let's work our way up to it.
Okay, so first matchup we're gonna look up is Dewey versus Mike, a little rivalry game right here. Now, I'm going to pull my phone up real quick to see what place these games are all playing for. I wish it said it in here, but for anyone curious, like go on the mobile device and go to matchup, and it shows you what these are all for. So this is the 11th place game, apparently. like I said earlier, Paul is 13th place according to ESPN. So they're saying that this one is the game for 11th place, but I actually think this is for 10th place, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
should
is.
move up one spot. I don't know where the extra spot came from.
Yeah, so whoever wins Dewey versus Mike is going to get 10th, and the loser is going to get 11th. Not anything crazy. Last time they played, it was week 4, and Mike beat Dewey by 24. We'll see if Mike sets his lineup. Otherwise, he's going to get 11th place, which is kind of crazy that Mike is even in this spot, going from if he set his lineup week 13 he would have been in the playoffs to now getting 11th place. That's kind of similar to Steve last year. Remember, he was like one game off of the playoffs and then got last place out of nowhere. But I feel like do we even want to comment on the actual matchup itself, or just say Dewey's probably going to beat Mike because Mike's not going to set his lineup?
Yeah, Mike doesn't have a lineup in. We'll just give it to Dewey.
Yeah, congrats Dewey on the 10th place most likely, but it would be that would be pretty historic if Dewey lost to a guy not playing like 3 players. And now this is the 9th place game, so whoever wins this game,
one, actually.
Yeah, really good one. Dave versus Nick, winner gets 9th place, loser gets 10th. Last time they played, Dave beat Nick by 3. That was in week 11. And Dave is projected to win 115 to 100. I think Dave's going to win this, but is the Nick magic still alive?
I know. That's the thing. That's what's holding it together here.
It's so funny because if this was Dewey's team, I'd be like, yeah, Dave's going to win this easily. But Nick is just so good past week like 12 that like I think I'm starting to believe in Nick's lineup. Like, this is a legacy game for Nick. He could go from he was like fucking 2-9 at one point to now he could be end the season like essentially end it like 7-9-1 or something, right? Like, I do let me check that real quick because I want to see. I know it doesn't count because they're only going to show the regular season, but he finished 4-9-1. So he could finish, that would be 5-6. So he would be 7-9-1 to end the year. That would be a crazy little comeback. Dave's team is tough though. It's going to come down to if Tyreek and Josh Jacobs play, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick gets a little lucky and one of them's listed out, and Dave probably won't change his lineup. Then we're feeling really good about it. So
yeah, look, there's magic in the air, and I'm kind of feeling Nick in that matchup. So those are the 2 losers bracket ones. Now the winners consolation matchup. So we're going to start off with this one first. This is the 5th place game. So whoever wins this game gets 5th place. It's weird because it's actually not. Oh, there we go. Me versus Gorman. Winner gets 5th, loser gets 6th. My team's looking fucking rough. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco got a concussion last game. Gorman's team is good. He just put up 130. I'm expecting a 6th place finish for me. I'm hoping for the best though. I don't even know if Stroud's gonna play. Anything to add here, or is this just kind of looking? Last time me and Gorman played, he beat me 117 to 75.
I feel like Stroud has to play. I mean, I don't want to say it's only concussion, but he's been out for 2 weeks. Like, I feel like that's the reasonable amount of time to come back. Is he practicing?
Yeah, limited participant Wednesday.
Well, I mean, that's something. But yeah, it's just weird. If he sat out this game, I'd be very shocked. Like, he must have some kind of brain damage going on. But
yeah, I don't know what. Some concussions I think are just like worse than others. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, very odd. It looked just like any other. It wasn't like the 201 where his hands were all fucked. But
oh god, yeah.
Yeah, if Pacheco's out, that's tough. Gorman's on a hot streak. I don't know. Can't disagree with the Gorm here.
Shit, dude. I need to pick up a fucking defense. I don't want to play the Jets against the Browns.
Can't do that.
I will have to play Garrett Wilson out of necessity though, because I don't have any fucking one else. I think Gorman's team is really fucking good. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see if they're
close to the championship too.
It's really
pretty much a championship team.
There's really not anyone that good to pick up. Like, the Jaguars defense sucks, even if Carolina does suck. So this blows. I'm gonna have to find
Denver's
someone
playing
else.
some backup at least. Maybe
yeah. I was thinking that at Jared Stidham or something. Do you know why that happened? By the way.
Yeah, because apparently if Russ is like dropped or doesn't play next year, like they can not have it or not pay him or something. Isn't
I thought it was like an injury clause or something. Regardless, they wanted him to change the terms of his contract, and he said no. And they said if you don't change it, then we're going to bench you in this week. And that was like many weeks ago. And since then, they won like a shit ton of games, but they still stuck to it and are going to bench him.
That's so funny.
I know, dude. It's kind of fucking crazy. But yeah, me versus Gorman. That's the 5th place game. Proud of myself that I was able to go from 2-5 to finishing in the top half. But also pissed that I'm not playing in at least this game, which is the 3rd place game. Austin versus Chip. Chip hasn't set his lineup. I'm going to have to remind him that 3rd place
is questionable. Holy fuck. Look at his bench.
That's funny as fuck. The season ruiner, dude. Dropped him B-Rob just to get hurt. Nico Collins just to get hurt. I think Austin's going to take home 3rd place. Because like you said, Chip's team is beat up, and I have a weird feeling that Chip is like doesn't think that 3rd place gets money, so I might text him and remind him because he didn't make any moves.
Yeah, I planned for 50 bones here.
Yeah.
This is big.
Reminder that 3rd place gets $50.
I think it's money back, right?
Yeah. So set your lineup. Yeah, so I think when Chip sets his lineup, it's going to just be even, like kind of even projections.
Yeah, at least it keeps it exciting. It'll be a close one.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, money back, which is $50, because money back can kind of sound like it's not a lot. $50 is a lot. Money back. And Austin's team's looking fine.
Mm-hmm.
If Njoku keeps going crazy, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson keep going crazy, ETN versus Carolina's shit piss run defense.
Godwin's been looking good too lately.
Has he been looking good, or just had one good game? Oh no, he did have 20
he's
points.
Getting a lot of targets now.
Yeah,
his targets lately. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Last time he played New Orleans, he got 15.4. So yeah, maybe I think Austin. We'll go through each game, say who we think he's gonna win. Yeah, Chip hasn't set his lineup. This one's going to be a close one. A great 3rd place matchup that everyone should be looking forward to. And now the big boy matchup: Kyle versus Steve. Steve was here 2 years ago, and Steve won it all. Kyle was here in 2019, and Kyle lost to Dave.
Was that his first season? I think we talked about that.
That was his first season. Yeah, there's this. It would have been awesome if Chip got into the championship and kept the streak of like your first season in, you go to the championship somehow. Kyle got 3rd place last year. I just want to see how many times he's gotten 2nd, which I think was just 2019. So yeah, Kyle's first year, 2019, he made it to the championship. He had Christian McCaffrey and shit. He played Dave's team, and I want to say Dave had like Patrick. Oh no, he had Russell Wilson. He didn't have Patrick Mahomes that year. So Dave had a team one year where he had Patrick Mahomes that he got in like one of the last rounds, and he lost, dude, which is wild. But
that's nuts. Also, him starting Dak is kind of funny.
Oh my god, circle. we have come full circle in multiple ways. So one of the people the main reason why Kyle made the championship in 2019 was because of Christian McCaffrey, and now he's going up against Christian McCaffrey in the championship 4 years later. Now Dak Prescott, is this a bad omen, Paul? Because Dak Prescott in 2019 got 10 points for Kyle in the championship game, basically pissed his pants, and that's who Kyle's quarterback is this year in the championship. Dak, are we going to get a repeat of that potentially? Also, how did DJ Moore only get him half a point? That's fucked. He must have got injured that game.
There's no way. That's insane.
Yeah,
Dak was horrible last year, so he could go back to his old ways.
Yeah, you never know. Are there any other familiar faces from here? I don't think so.
At least not on their teams. Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, no. So that is crazy. Kyle, what? Go ahead.
Did Steve have Terry? Steve has Terry, right?
Oh, Steve does have Terry.
Yeah.
So
there's another one.
So Steve has Terry, but I'll say the main ones are just that CMC was literally Kyle's entire team this year. Like even looking back at it, like what did Joe Mixon finish? 12th. Dak finished number 2 this year at quarterback.
Oh man,
but that was
his rookie year.
No,
Probably.
no. Dak was fucking probably like 2016 rookie year, maybe 2016 I think. 29. Come on.
Damn, he's 30 years old. I don't know why. I thought he was younger.
Yeah, you can just tell by looking at this team. This team was just like kind of mediocre, but it had Christian McCaffrey, who was fucking getting him like 30 points. Look at that, leading up to it 32.
Wow.
Like he had a 44
in there.
Yeah, that's wild. So Kyle retooled his team. You know, I will say one thing. This is a narrative game for CMC because Kyle chose to keep Dak Prescott, gave a long-term contract to Dak Prescott for this moment, and he let CMC walk. And now CMC brought Steve's team here. Is CMC going to get his revenge on Kyle, you think? And if Dak has a piss class, then like maybe Kyle made the wrong decision keeping Dak around.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. What do you think he'll bench Diggs? Check out his bench. I want to see that. I mean,
no.
Jones would be the only option, but
yeah, but I don't even think I'm pretty sure I looked the other day, and Minnesota's defense like isn't horrible from what I remember. Like run defense, like in recent weeks. Let me check to make sure. Where is his team? Oh yeah, Birch plays. Let me just check this real quick. Oh no, and I guess they just got pissed on by Detroit last week. But before that, because I remember when I was putting in bets this week, I was like, wait, my Minnesota's like done good against the run. Yeah, you never know. I think you know what? Let's look at Stephon Diggs' game log versus the Pats.
Yeah.
In history, so you can't bench Diggs. Holy shit. He scores a touchdown every time he plays them, dude. All right, so yeah, you can't bench Diggs. And I think that would be overthinking it for him anyways a little bit because it's not like Aaron Jones has
cute.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones hasn't been good either. So it'd be one thing if Aaron Jones is like, you can't be a do-bag. You can't bench the guy that helped you get there like that. Remember Ryan was flexing that he made that awesome trade Purdy for Evan Ingram, and then Evan Ingram has like been amazing for Kyle, which is wild. Just looking at this matchup, I'm gonna go over some things that stick out to me. One, I think Detroit's defense sucks, so I think Dak and CD are gonna do really, really good. Two, I think Dallas's defense is good, so I don't think Gibbs is gonna be great. New England's defense is good, so I don't think James Cook is going to be awesome. I think Amon-Ra, he just always does well. He'll probably get 15 against Dallas. Evan Ingram's, I think, is going to get at least like 8 points. And Diggs apparently is going to get like 15 just looking at that. Oh, the Chiefs defense against Cincy that's
interesting.
That's interesting. I know the Chiefs defense has been fine. And Cincy, they do have a backup. I'm a little nervous about that. Now for Steve's team, oh Jesus, Steve is so fucked. He has to play Tua against Baltimore.
Got Gino or Tua.
Yeah, like you're either gonna play Piss Smith or you're gonna play Tua going up against a really, really good pass defense. Now, one thing I will say, let's take a look at this fall. Do you know how bad Washington has done? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but not McCaffrey. I'm gonna make a prediction. Devontae Smith's gonna go off for 25. That's my prediction of the week.
Okay, 25 for Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Washington has given up. Oh my God! Washington gets killed on the run. So I think that Steve is going to get like a 35 pointer from CMC, but I think he's also going to get like an 11 pointer from Tua. I think he's going to get a 6 pointer from Ken Walker. I think he's going to get 15 from Chris Olave. I think he's going to get. You know what? I'm about to do a calculation like right now on the side and see like where these land at. So I'm going to start with Kyle's team. Kyle is going to get 25 points from Dak. He's going to get 8 points from Gibbs. He's going to get 7 points from James Cook. He's going to get 23 from CD. He's going to get 15 from Amon-Ra. He's going to get 8 from Evan Ingram. He's going to get 16 from Diggs. let's say 5 from his defense and then 3 from Butker. That comes out to 110 points for Kyle is what I'm projecting.
Okay.
Now, Steve, I'm going to say he gets 11 from Tua, 35 from CMC, 6 from Ken Walker, 15 from Chris Olave. I'm going to say
10.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to say 10 for Rashee Rice. I think that Trey McBride's been having like at least I guess he had 6. I'm going to say 8 for Trey. 7.
Mm-hmm.
7 for
that.
Trey. Yep. 7 for Trey McBride. Against Arizona, I'm personally going to say 13 from Devontae Smith.
At least double digits, yeah.
Yeah, 13 I'm going to say. And then I'm going to say for Bears defense, and the Bears defense has been doing pretty good. Like they kind of sucked against Arizona. Atlanta, I just want to see what Atlanta's been giving up like defense-wise. Oh, geez. Oh, that's Indy. That doesn't really count. I'm going to say again 5 points from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say 4 points from Brandon McManus, and that's 106. So my final score projection for this week, even with getting 35 points from CMC, is going to be Kyle 110 against Steve 106. That's my final projection. Mm-hmm. And it's a revenge game for Kyle too. Back in week 4, Steve beat him 121 to 103. Do you? Well, how about you? You don't have to do calculations, but what do you project the final score to be?
No, when you're going through it, like those numbers in my mind, what you were saying projected made sense and kind of evened out. Even though I said Devontae 25, it probably won't happen. So I'm gonna keep it realistic. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I think I said that last week between Chip and Steve. I thought it'd be high scoring, and it wasn't. So
that's
like
true.
That 110, 106, like that could be the exact score. But I'm gonna go with 113 to 107. Change it up a little bit.
Gotcha. All right, I like it. And you're picking close. Kyle, right? 113.
Yeah,
Kyle.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So this
I
is
actually have to. I'm gonna do something real quick. I gotta
go for it. You can go for whatever you want. I'll just talk a little bit through this. So.
No. I meant like I was just gonna do something right here that might shock the fans.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were you were doing some kind of like Paul calculation on the side.
No. I'm gonna guarantee Kyle winning the championship.
Oh
Congratulations,
no!
Kyle.
You can't do that to him
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
But I had to.
That is the worst thing that could have happened. I almost want to switch my picks now to Steve winning because of that. If you had to bet on this game, I think I would go Kyle -5. What do you think?
Yeah. Kyle's team. I mean, I'm trying to convince myself otherwise, but his team is better.
This is one of the lines I wouldn't touch in real life though, because I'd be like Steve's team is also good. But I think, and I think I'm taking the under. I just think for some reason I'm not feeling the over on this one.
Championship games are always low scoring, I swear.
I know, dude. For some reason, they always are. Someone's team always ends up sucking. The championship game, even the 1 year that it was really, really close, which was me and Gorman, 91 to 89. It was 91 to 89. Like it was barely any scoring. But yeah, no, this is the championship game. I think this is going to be a fun one, Paul.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Congrats, Kyle.
Do we want to go through? I'm picking Dewey to beat Mike. Right?
I agree.
I'm picking Nick to beat Dave.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
Upset of the week. I think I'm picking Austin to beat Chip. I think Austin's actually gonna get third place after all that.
Me too. I wish I had different picks, but I already picked these before. So
yeah, I'm picking Gorman to beat me. I can't convince myself, especially if Pacheco's out and Stroud and shit.
I'm only doing it because Gorman just scored 130.
Yeah, that too. That also scares me. But this has been a fun season so far. It's not over yet. Championship week now, Paul. I just on air right now. Are we releasing the awards? Like, are we going to start them this week? You think, and then try to get as many responses before? I guess it doesn't matter when we do the next episode, though. Like we could send them out on Tuesday,
Thursday or Friday or something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but we will have the annual Footbaps Awards. Yeah, so let me. I'm going to look it up in my phone real quick because the only way.
That's what I was doing. Award ideas. I found it. If you need it,
I think it's AVP. That's what I'm going to look up. All right. The ass VP. All right. So some of the awards are. Do you think these are going to be all the awards? Let's see.
Probably not. Hold on.
Okay, so the awards that we're thinking of is Mickey of the Year, which is the luckiest player. The most unlucky player, which could be the anti-Mickey award. We're gonna have this feel-good story of the year, the ass of the year, which would be like the. I don't know what the ass of the year is. What does that even mean, actually?
I think that's just like shittiest team, probably.
Oh, okay. So that's probably going to be Paul, ass of the year. MVP, which is going to be the best draft pick. We're going to have the AVP, which is the ass valuable player, which is the worst draft pick. The most exciting game, the biggest choke, the worst trade, the most mid trade. That was a hit last year when Paul and Dave swapped Devo and Damian Pierce just for them to like neither of them do anything. We're gonna have best waiver pickup, worst waiver pickup, and then we're gonna have the most loyal team. So like how Ryan kept Chubb on his bench all year, Paul starting Jerry Jeudy every week no matter what. And I think that's it. I think those are. Yeah, I think those are the awards. So, and we're gonna send that out on a website for everyone to vote on. So make sure next week to stay tuned, not only for who wins it all, but also stay tuned for the award show and make sure you vote for who you think should win each award.
And also send out the voting to all your loved ones. I'm sure they'd love to take part.
Yeah, whoever you want to send them to, it doesn't even matter if they listen or not. We want votes. I mean, it probably does matter if they listen, but at the same time, we want votes. So
yeah, I'm sure they don't even have to listen. I'm sure they'll know.
We'll know who doesn't listen when there's like one vote not for Paul for ass of the year. Then we'll know they weren't paying attention all year long. But yeah, Paul, I think that wraps it up. Kyle versus Steve championship. Steve finished last place finished last place last year and got first the year before that. So he's looking to get revenge for his last place finish and come back on top, becoming the second multi championship winner in Footbap history after me, and I haven't even won it since 2017. Fucking hate that. And then Kyle's looking to be a first-time winner. Could have won it in 2019. I think he was the highest scorer that year. Now he's the highest scorer this year too. He probably deserves it. And I think we're all rooting for Kyle, right?
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
That's why I'm guaranteeing it.
That seems like you're not rooting for him. If you know how bad your curse is, and you're still guaranteeing this, man. But
I did guarantee Chip last week.
Yeah, good luck to everyone, and good luck to Kyle and Steve in their games, and then good luck to everyone else. And I think that's it, right, Paul?
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. Well, what do you say, Paul? Let's ride.
Yeah, let's ride. Till next week.
Let's ride.